Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Alright, so, I'm running really slow and I don't know why. I think I know why. All of this malware. Oh. I hope I'm still here. There we go. Okay. All of this malware and spyware and everything that I had to install, and God, it just keeps getting, I don't know, worse. Everything just keeps getting worse. So, okay, so since it's La Santisima Muerte's day, my nose ring feels funny, I thought we would start on La Santisima Muerte. Just do all of everything all over, get it done, get it out of the way, and plus it's really good information. So, alright guys. Alright, so we have literally, so both in the Holy Saints in Heaven and in the Saint of Death, death is a subject that is viewed different by everyone. Of course, it's viewed differently by everyone, so these people do pray to God, saints, and angels. So this is done so that they are on their good side and enjoy the gifts of health and happiness while still in the living. But I find it really funny that the angels of the Bible actually are very evil. Scary, evil. They have flaming swords. They're not nice people. Alright, so, but they also want to stay on the good side of La Santisima Muerte, the Saint of Death. So in order to be looked upon kindly when death comes knocking at your door, they believe that Santisima Muerte can and will provide them with a good death. I really do believe that too. I really do believe that, but I believe it from an Egyptian perspective. So it's very tied in together. So a death without suffering and pain, which is what everybody wants. So death can come at any time, so these people feel that by being on the good side of both, that everyone will be well equipped for anything that comes their way. So better safe than sorry in a way. So that's not bad. Wow. So, okay, and still others pray to Santisima Muerte because they believe that she will grant favors that other saints will not grant. And that's very true. She's very awesome. She's an amazing mama. So, she will respond to requests of any nature and will never cast judgment upon a person for asking or what they ask for. So some saints will not grant requests of money, splitting up a couple's relationship, taking revenge on an enemy, causing harm, or sexual encounters. But on the other hand, La Santisima Muerte will. So, Santisima Muerte accepts everyone alike. Ouija pop base. So, there are no rules, and you don't have to live a certain way, or a life, or believe in a certain, set of standards. I have read many, articles claiming that only those who are criminals, drug dealers, rapists, molesters, and any other lawbreakers work with La Santisima Muerte. So while that is true, she will get you out of trouble. She will keep you safe. That's not her base. That's not the basis of what she is. But she is neutral. All right. So this is far from the truth. Her following comes in all forms, and from all walks of life. So there are many doctors, nurses, housewives, carpenters, young and old, rich and poor, male or female, who work with her. So everybody works with her. A lot more people are actually finding her now. And it's really, really, I love it. So, it's very neat. Okay, so it's just not, the lawbreakers who turn to La Santisima Muerte, as, a lot of articles that you will find on the internet, they claim. So, the beauty of working with La Santisima Muerte is that she is a complete and total magical system in herself. So, this means that she can be called upon for every single need a person may have, unlike the saints and other deities who can only be called upon for issues that are within their particular workings or patronage. Santisima Muerte has no limits or restrictions. A person doesn't even have to work with her on a routine basis to receive her help. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. So many people will work with her in conjunction with working with other saints and deities. Just make sure you keep her altar separate from your others, because she likes her space. Her space is her space is her space. Your space is her space alone. So, Alright, so another misconception is that La Santisima Muerte will take revenge on those who fail to fulfill their promises to her. Not true. So, or that she will claim the life of a family member in return for granting a request made to her. So this is also a myth. So Santisima Muerte will not make punishment for granting favors asked of her, nor for the lack of fulfilling promises made. So although, people don't advise that a person not fulfill their promise, obviously, this is only because if they ever need her help again in the future, she will not listen nor help. So be careful what you ask her, and you just make sure you go through and fulfill what you've asked of her and what you have promised her. So, it's believed that La Santisima Muerte is rooted way back to the Aztecs, particularly to the goddess, I don't know how to say this word, Michinchtal, whatever, the goddess of death and the wife of something, some other deity, who together ruled over the world of the dead and the underworld. Alright, so interestingly, the spider, the owl, and the bat are associated with him as they are with La Santisima Muerte. I like to say La Santisima Muerte because it is her full name. I don't ever say just Santa Muerte. I just kind of find it disrespectful in a way. So, alright. So because she is known as the Lady of the Dead, and for other similarities, she and Santa Muerte are considered one and the same. Alright, so in the Aztecs, viewed death as the continuation of life. So they believed that at the time of death, the person's soul went to one of these three separate places. Those that passed away in battle, women that passed away during childbirth, and all the ritually sacrificed ones who would go straight to the realm of the sun god, Huitzilopochtli. I totally butchered that. Sorry. So those who passed away by drowning, thunderstorms, hit by lightning, or in connection with festering wounds would go to the places that was ruled by the rain god. So those who passed away by natural causes went to Mictlan. But before the soul would actually reach Mictlan, it would have to go through the 9 lives of the underworld before reaching their final destination. So there in Mictlan was the ruler and co-ruler. 2 different words I cannot say, a god and a goddess. So, where did I go? Okay, so, yeah. This is really these names. So, Mictlantecuhtli has been described as a bloody skeleton figure. He wore necklaces made of human bones, and his clothing oftentimes were adorned with bones, teeth, and eyeballs. Kinda neat. So he was viewed in much the same way. In the ancient Aztec culture, skeletons and bones were viewed differently than they are today. So, the Aztecs seen them as symbols of fertility, health, and abundance. Alright, so that's a really good sign, and I just found that little sparrow, a little sparrow skull. Cleaned it. It's perfect today. It's wonderful. It's sitting on my necromancy altar. So, where did I go? Alright, so death was an important part of life to the Aztecs as an extension into another world. So life went on even after death. The dead were never forgotten. Not Forgotten, another movie based on La Santisima Muerte. It's pretty interesting. I would suggest to you guys to watch it. It's pretty good. I like it. So instead they were honored and invoked. They had held special rituals in honor of the deceased, which is where, in my opinion, started the feast Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. So they believe that the 40 days after a person's death, the spirit would return. So alright, if you shop around long enough, you will find several different variations of statuary and imagery. So some statues may or may not show La Santisima Muerte holding a scythe. So some include an owl, a globe, scales, or an hourglass. I've even seen her image with angel wings. I have too. Sometimes parts of the statue are removable. They can be purchased in plastic, ceramic, cement, resin, carved from wood, and either left as they are or filled with magical items. My statue actually has the detachable scythe. That's it. So, she appears as the Grim Reaper, an image of a skeleton who always seems to look alive. Her facial expressions always change, which I think is incredible. So, various colors are also available. Each of the different colors has a particular meaning and use. So selecting one is a matter of personal preference. So the size of the image isn't as important as the color selection. It doesn't matter whether the image is a large and elaborate table-size representation or a small pocket-size representation. So, they will work all in the same way. Ooh. It is like 100 plus degrees here, and like the dew point is like 90 plus. It is hot. So, alright, there are 3 basic colors when working with La Santisima Muerte, and these are red, white, and black. Now, when working with La Santisima Muerte, there are only 3 colors needed. Everything that is not mentioned under the black or red image is used for working with the white image. So there are also other special colors that can be obtained and are very good to work with. So we're going to explore now the associations and how they are used. So we have the white image, which is what I have, white or bone. It's a bone image, very bone. So this representations in white are commonly used to clear away negative energies around us, around our homes, business, and environment. So this color is for purification and to remove obstacles from a person's path. So these would be obstacles which keep the practitioner from making spiritual or life progress, reaching goals and amplifying their ambitions. So it's also used to clear away negative mental emotions. While some of the other colors can be used, the representation in white is similar to being all-purpose. So, alright, being a color that deals with some of the humanly emotions, the white statue is often employed for counteracting the effects of grudges, hate, hurt feelings, envy, jealousy, anguish, and disputes. In addition, her white image can be used in healing rituals and spell work, or give someone motivation, courage, or to overcome their fears. So, alright, the white representation is also protective. Protection from enemies, protection from evil, protection from mishaps, protection from harm. Where'd I go? Oh, protection from false friends, and protection from straying off the practitioner's chosen path. So any form of protection needed can be employed by the white image of Santisima Muerte. So very, very, very useful. The white bone image is perfect. It's all. So white is also the color of peace and happiness, bonding, bringing people closer together, and is a good choice when working towards stability in any form. Other uses for the white statue are to bring about good luck, spiritual blessings, counseling, and guidance, loyalty of a person, purity, and anything else that other colors do not cover. Now we have the red image. So you can do the different like cloaks for just a regular white image, which, I mean, it works very well. It does, and it's pretty fun to actually, take your time and actually sew a cloak for her statue. I mean, it's perfect. It's really nice. It's a gift from the heart, and that is what she prefers most over anything that you buy. So representations in red are commonly used to represent love and passion. So this color is also used in heating things up in a relationship, passion, excitement, commitment, and marriage. So it's used to bring stability in a relationship. The red La Santisima Muerte is the one for heating things up both romantically or passionately. So this is often favored by women in love spells. So some men employ her red image to encourage sexual activity or to encounter sexual partners. Impotency would be one. You could do that. I mean, why not? So another use for the red image is ensuring fidelity of a partner, to keep someone thinking about you, and to make a person go crazy with love for you. Oh God, no, not me. So it can be used to calm a rocky relationship and to overcome problems within the home. So it's pretty interesting, I would say. Sorry guys, alright, I just got some really, really good news. Thank you, Jen, Saska. Fuck, I'm gonna cry. Thank you for what you just did. That really does make everything that much better because of you. Shit. Thank you very much. Where did I go, guys? Alright, okay, the red image. We're moving on from the red image. Yeah. You know when someone has your back when they do something like that for you, and you don't even, you feel like a dick for asking, somebody to do something for you. Anyways. Alright, now the black image. I feel like a total dick for even asking. Okay, so the black image, representations in black are commonly used for protection purposes. So this includes protection from enemies, protection from evil, protection from witchcraft, hexes, curses, spell work, and rituals against you. So this protection can be used to protect a person, home, business, an object, or a piece of property. So it can protect a single person, a group of people, or everyone who lives in the same household. So anything that needs protection is best suited to the black image. So, the Santisima Muerte is also employed for overcoming problems and worries. So this is the color to select if a person is having problems on the job, whether it is an overwhelming boss or an irritating coworker. Black is also employed, as you know or feel that there is an obstacle in your path keeping you from making progress, but you're unable to find the cause or reason for the blockage. So for people wanting to open up their third eye, my Virgo queen, La Santisima Muerte, the black image. So the black Santisima Muerte can be used to combat negativity around you and to overcome spiritual or psychic attacks. Remember, 99.9% of the time, all psychic attacks appear. And is highly employed to reverse and return spell work to those who direct it towards you. In matters of healing spiritual illness, the black La Santisima Muerte is invaluable. She can be employed to heal the evil eye, sutos, soul loss, and other illnesses that stem from a spiritual nature. So, right now we have the natural image, which I think I love the natural image. So representations in natural or bone color are commonly used for bringing peace and harmony. So this color can be employed for success in any matter. The natural or bone Santisima Muerte is used as the same as the white image. Perfection. Alright, now we have all these other colors that I don't know where they came from, but they came. And they're here. So we have to do that. We have to deal with it. Green. So we have the green. Representations in green are commonly used for matters of bringing justice to a situation. It's also employed for legal matters, court hearings, legal dispute, law enforcement, and winning the favor of a judge or jury. This is the color to employ to give your attorney the upper hand. The green Santisima Muerte is also used for good luck and money favors. This can include increasing the sales of a business, improving a person's financial situation, selling a home or a piece of property, gambling luck, I don't like to gamble, luck in finding whatever it is that a person is looking for at a reasonable price, pay raises, promotions, or just having a little bit of extra spending money. Alright, so now we have the gold image. So representations in gold are commonly used for money, prosperity, and success. So the gold Santisima Muerte is also good for gaining spiritual blessings and asking for special favors. So, special favors which relate to the gold color can include personal success, reaching goals and deadlines, overcoming bad habits, self-improvement, motivation, courage, to strengthen a particular talent, to gain new insight of a matter, overcoming fear, and gaining new and fresh ideas. So that's pretty interesting. So who doesn't want new and fresh ideas? That's just, amazing. So the gold Santisima Muerte can also be employed for success in landing a new job or blessing in the opening of a new business. So I think that's pretty interesting. Just so many different colors to work with. I mean, you can literally, if you have a Latino market in your area, which we do, we have a lot. I love it. I am so very glad that this city is so heavily populated by a Latino community. We have so much more culture. It's just that aspect of that culture that they have brought to this city, and it's incredible. It really is. So I would suggest La Santisima Muerte to anybody that is facing any kind of deportation, being ripped away from families by unjust injustices that are going on right now, which is very sad. She does help. She cares. She really does care. So, right now we have the purple image. So, representations in purple are commonly used for health and related matters. So this can include anything related to a person's health, whether it's a matter of mental health, physical health, emotional health, or your spiritual health. So, we have a lot of options here, and they're good ones. So the purple Santisima Muerte, La Santisima Muerte, can also be employed to increase a person's psychic abilities, to strengthen abilities, or to bring out latent talent. Latent abilities. This is the color to use when you want a better or clearer understanding of a card reading, or better insight into another form of divination. You can use this color to ask La Santisima Muerte for guidance in any form of divination. So we will get to her form and system of divination in later videos. Now we have the blue image. So the representations in blue are commonly used for wisdom and study. So blue everywhere. The blue La Santisima Muerte can be employed for all matters of education, study, and learning. This can include studying for an exam, luck in passing a test, retaining the information learned, ADHD, that work, strengthening a person's memory level, yes, or remembering names, dates, times, and other information. Right, so it says here, I know a school teacher who used the blue image for controlling her students. I'm sorry, that was funny. That was really funny. To keep them from getting restless during exam time, and to help them better retain the information taught in her class. Way to go. I like that lady. That's a good teacher. So the blue Santisima Muerte image can be employed to overcome fear of public speaking. Ooh, no. Or to help a person get their point across to another person. It can give the knowledge of words and how to be a better and powerful speaker. Wow. That was funny. For controlling her students to keep them from getting restless. I love it. I love that. That's great. Alright, now we go down to the brown image. Representations in brown are commonly used for calling and invoking the presence of La Santisima Muerte. So this is used when a person wants her full attention or to offer her guidance in a more visible manner. That teacher thing just tickled me. I don't know why. That was just great. Alright. So the brown La Santisima Muerte can also be employed to assist a person in making contact with other spirits with the help of La Santisima Muerte. Don't share her altar space. This color can aid in all forms of spirit communication, and is highly recommended when the spell worker wants to manipulate the spirit or soul of another person. Remember, consequences. Spiritual consequences are a big deal. They're a very big deal, especially working with such a powerful archetypal entity. Literally, death. It's a universal. So, now we have the rainbow image. I first got introduced to the rainbow image of La Santisima Muerte with my group of friends that I grew up with and came out to. No idea what it was at the time. I just knew it was rainbow. And we loved it and we lit it. But it was for La Santisima Muerte, and each of the rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, were for a specific purpose. So when it would burn down, it would show you like the levels, like a measuring cup. Red, it would show you for love. Red, orange for this purpose. Yellow for this purpose, and on. So it actually had the lines and where you were in the working. So, representations in rainbow, also called the 7 powers. And that's kind of what that candle was, but it didn't have the hand. But it had La Santisima Muerte's image on it. And this was a long time ago. This was when I was like 16. Shh. I just dated myself big time. Okay, so this is commonly used for all matters. Each of the colors have a special meaning and use for a particular outcome. So, although the rainbow image has a particular use for each of the colors listed above can be applied to the color of the rainbow image. So, we have the gold is used for abundance, wealth, and family matters. The purple is used for change, for the better, health, and letting go. Silver is used for good luck, stability, and blessings. The red is used for passion, love, and romance. The copper is used for removing negative energies, cleansing, and protection. The blue is used for spirituality, study, and prosperity. The green is used for money, justice, and success. Alright, so you'll notice that not all the Santisima Muerte statues and picture images are the same. So you may, show Santisima Muerte, some may show La Santisima Muerte holding, different items in her hand, or include different objects at her feet. The most common image is of La Santisima Muerte carrying a scythe and a globe. Each of the objects contain a specific significance. Mine has the detachable scythe. So once you begin working with La Santisima Muerte in the form of a statue, you'll begin to notice that it suddenly looks lifelike. And it does. So the hollow eyes may seem to follow you around the room, or the statue may take on a sort of a glowing appearance. Yes, it does. Energy is strongly felt around the area the image is placed. A sort of electrical current or heat. So her presence lingers. Everyone will have their own experience with her image. So, okay. With that being said, let's explore the parts found on her image for a better understanding of her. So, this says, I feel the more you know about the spirit or force you're interested in working with, the better your experience will, of course. Of course. Alright, so we have the scales. Mine does not have scales. I don't think. My image does. My giant poster I got of her, it does. Alright, so the scales symbolize justice and judgment. So it's believed that when a person's time is over, Santisima Muerte will be there to greet him or her. So she will be carrying her scythe, which is used to weigh a person's deeds. Very similar to the Egyptian weighing of this, the feather, Mot's feather, and your heart. So the spiritual judgment is believed to determine if a person goes to heaven or hell. The more good deeds the person has acted on in life, the soul will rise. The more bad deeds the person has acted on, the soul will, descend. This belief also goes back to ancient Egyptian times and Mot, the goddess of truth, justice, and balance. So the dead person's heart was placed on a scale. Mot would then balance it. If bad deeds outweighed the person's heart, was devoured by a demon. Oh, great. If good deeds overweighed, then the person's soul was allowed to go on to the afterlife. We have some storms coming. So, because La Santisima Muerte is often shown holding the scales of justice, she is often associated with Saint Michael, especially the Santisima Muerte images with wings and holding the scales of justice. Although I don't agree with this association, St. Michael and the Angel of Death are two different angels. Very true. So in my opinion, this person says, I believe that the scales are also symbolic of her acceptance to work with the person. The acceptance tips the scales to the right, while rejection tips the scales to the left. So this belief stems from a very vivid dream of Santisima Muerte. After doing an extensive ritual with her, which came about because of a student who was eager to begin working with her. In the dream, this person says, I asked, give me a sign that shows you accepting a person. The scales appeared, showing a man sitting on the right side of the scale. Interesting. Alright, the scythe. Alright, the scythe or the sickle, you can actually purchase, with both images or statues. It has several meanings. First, it's symbolic of endings. This doesn't necessarily mean the ending of a lifetime, as some people relate to it, although in certain conditions it is a symbol of death itself. It can also mean the ending of a time period, a cause, a routine, a dispute, an adventure, a relationship, etc. So, endings come in many forms, and La Santisima Muerte uses her Sith to cut away a person's link to something. So, La Santisima Muerte's Sith is also symbolic of death, since it's believed by her followers that when a person's time is up, she is the one who comes to escort the soul into the next existence. In this instance, her Sith cuts the remaining ties to our worldly life. So, the Sith is also a powerful symbol of the harvest, prosperity, and hope. So it can be said that the Sith she holds is a symbol of harvesting our dreams and desires. So we have, it's like a double-sided coin here, double-edged sword. So, a sign of a person's request made to her will flourish, grow, and manifest. It cuts away obstacles that hold a person from making progress, and clears a path for guidance. It's pretty interesting. So you can actually use these tools on her. So in addition to the Sith, can symbolize power and strength. This can be in many forms. It can symbolize the power and strength that La Santisima Muerte herself carries over all humans and over her realm of the dead. It can also indicate power and strength in a person's spell work with her. Or power and strength over enemies. Alright. I like it. I like the Sith. I love her Sith. It's perfect. Now we have the globe. So, the globe of the world indicates La Santisima Muerte's power over the entire world. So she's not held back or limited to whom she can rule. So, she will eventually claim everyone living on Earth, since she is literally an archetype of death. The Grim Reaper, literally only with a female name. She's female in this form of death. So, literally, everybody encounters her. So, Santisima Muerte is not limited to a location or held back by time or space. She can claim judgment at any given moment. There are no boundaries. So, it is believed that after God, death, Santisima Muerte, is the most powerful figure in the world, since without death there is no life, there is no existence. The globe is an indication that Santisima Muerte rules over all race, religion, culture, and belief. She's just known by other names, but most, if not all, religions have a ruler over death. So here we call her La Santisima Muerte, Holy Death. The owl, one of my favorites. Sometimes La Santisima Muerte statues and picture images include an owl. So the owl is symbolic of darkness, nighttime, and keen vision. La Santisima Muerte's owl companion indicates powerful guidance for those who ask. I actually have a really neat salt owl sculpture with red eyes for her on her altar. It's very, very, I love it. So many people take their problems and questions to her because they seek the knowledge and a solution. So, an answer to their blindness. Blindness because they see no solution. The owl's sharp vision offers the light a person needs to overcome blindness. It guides a person to solution and success. So the owl is also connected to great wisdom and intelligence, hence the term that wise old owl. So La Santisima Muerte's owl companion is her messenger. Oftentimes, a person who works with La Santisima Muerte will have visions of an owl through dreams. These dreams are commonly discovered to contain important messages La Santisima Muerte wishes to share with one of her followers. Owls have also been seen during waking hours as well, or the hoot of an owl, although it is not visible, can be heard. I experience that constantly here. So I do take that into a consideration of La Santisima Muerte. And now I kind of have my connection of my skull, the sparrow, the bird. If it is a sparrow, which I'm pretty sure it is a sparrow. Okay, so now we have the hourglass. I don't think mine has that one. Maybe on the sides, but it's built into the statue. So La Santisima Muerte's hourglass, or sand glass, symbolizes the hands of time. Oh, days of our lives. Each grain of sand in a moment of time is a moment of time itself. Each grain that her hourglass contains is an indication of a person's lifespan. When the hourglass is empty, life on Earth is over. It's a little frightening, a little unsettling to read and hear at first, but once you accept it, it's easier. It's easier. So at the same time, death is a continuation of life. This continuation can be in another realm or, again, here on Earth. Some people believe that when a person gets a calling from La Santisima Muerte, each grain of sand in their hourglass are actually tiny, microscopic skull and pieces of bone. That's really interesting. That's neat. I mean, that is, you cannot deny that is very neat. So the hourglass also symbolizes patience. Ask and wait. People who ritually work with La Santisima Muerte first must give before receiving her gifts. Giving comes in the form of the altar, candles, prayer, and offerings. So, once these are made, the person waits for her to answer. Patience pays off. I need to learn patience. Bad. So La Santisima Muerte's hourglass is also connected to time travel, past, present, and future. She can teach divination to those who she feels are deserving of the knowledge. She can answer questions presented to her concerning a person's life or the history of a place. Any oracle can be dedicated to her in order to receive her guidance in how to most beneficially use it. Alright, now we have the lamp, which is really interesting. I'm scared we're going to have some crazy storms. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, the lamp. So, La Santisima Muerte's lamp can be seen as a reflection of her presence, her help, her existence, and her guidance. With her lamp, she lights the path of those who follow her and those who work with her. It lights up a person's direction and or mental capacity, giving the person a more expanded train of thought. I like this. New ideas, new insights, and deeper levels of clarity. The symbolism is just incredible. It is so deep. It is very deep. So now we have her attire. Okay, so most commonly, La Santisima Muerte wears a long hooded cloak which extends to her feet, much like the one on the Virgin of Guadalupe wears. So it drapes over her bony figure, her bony frame, covering almost all of her with the exception of her face, hands, feet, and sometimes the lower half of her legs. Her cloak is symbolic of the protection she extends to her devotees. She opens her cloak wide and covers the person with it to keep them safe from whatever it is they need protection from. A person can have just one single white statue of La Santisima Muerte and change the colors of her cloak according to the work being done. So the basic colors for color cloaks are red, white, and black. Other colors can be made as well. There are several places that sell cloaks or robes already made for Santisima Muerte, but they are usually very expensive. If you're handy with a sewing machine, they can be made very inexpensively at home. Or if you can just sew up with needle and thread, it's very easy to make a beautiful robe for her. Some women make her a wedding gown, which is draped over the statue when ritually working with her for marriage and commitment purposes. I hope everybody takes note of these little snippets of working. So, where did I go? Oh, okay. Other colors, that may serve well are blue, purple, gold, and brown. Easily dressed for indifferent robes. This keeps from having to purchase different colored statues for related spell work, and they can get quite pricey. If you're lucky like I was, I got a really good bargain for $10 for a giant, nice statue of her. And it will be the thumbnail description. I don't move her statue, only to clean. Now, the detachable hand. I only have the detachable scythe. So some of the statues should have a hand that can be removed. This is used in order to punish La Santisima Muerte and forces her to quickly grant a request made to her. I would never do that. I couldn't do that. It's holy death, an archetypal, element of death. I don't want to do that to her. So yeah, this person says, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but many people do. I feel that Santisima Muerte is much too powerful to taunt. Never taunt her. Please don't. After all, it's she that has rulership over the sands in my hourglass. Yeah, I don't want that, I wouldn't want to mess with a powerful force such as her who will judge me when my time comes. Again, this is just my own personal opinion, but one, to consider if you're new to working with her. And I'm not new to working with her, and I'm just now considering that. I would never want to punish her for something she didn't do, even if I did give, first. That's scary. You can create your own special dyes to give color to any fabric offered to Santisima Muerte. So this goes for cloaks, fabric pouches, used to hold magical items, altar cloths, and anything else that can be dyed. So this person says, I prefer to use natural dyes since adding your own energy into an item makes it that much more powerful. So it becomes an extension of yourself. Plus, it shows Santisima Muerte the dedication that you have to work with her, giving of your own time and energy, when not asking for anything in return, is a great gift of loyalty and devotion. It shows that you just don't call on her when you find yourself in need. It's a constant relationship. That's why I give. I give to her, and I don't ask for anything in return, ever. Not recently, anyway. But, alright. Okay, and then that, all the dyes and stuff, that will be, in a later course. So in this section, she says, I will cover some of the natural ways to color your fabrics with items that are in abundance everywhere. Ooh, it's getting really dark. So the basic rules to making a natural dye is to cut up the plant material into small pieces before placing them in water to cook. Add double the amount of water, bring the water to a heavy boil, and then remove it from the heat. Cover with a tight-fitting lid and allow the liquid to cool down to room temperature. So, strain out the plant material and add a half a cup of salt to the liquid. Then you can soak your fabric in the liquid until it reaches a desirable shade. So here are a list of some different fruits, vegetables, and herbs that will give you a possible color or shade that you want for her altar or her attire. Butternut squash, that sounds so good, will produce an orange shade. Blackberries will produce a purple shade. Beets, obviously, red. Carrots, orange. Dandelion root will produce a brown shade. Elderberries will produce a lavender shade. Foxglove will produce a green shade. Fennel will produce yellow. Grapes will produce purple. I don't know what this word. Hyacinth produce a blue shade. Heather, yellow. Mulberries, purple. Mimosa, yellow, obviously. Oak galls will produce a black shade. Oak bark is a tan shade. Paprika, an orangey shade. Raspberries will produce a reddish shade. Sassafras leaves will produce an orange shade. Sorrel will produce a green shade. Sunflowers will produce yellow. Alright. Tea bags will produce a tan shade. Turmeric will produce a yellow shade. And walnut hulls will produce a brown shade. So that's more of the natural way of working with her, which I found, pretty interesting. I think that's pretty interesting to work with her that way, especially when making things for her and just, she's Catholic, so you keep her in a Catholic context, unless you're advised otherwise directly from her through a vision, through dreams, or through direct communication via divination, whatever purpose that you're working with for her, whatever system that you're working with. You can dedicate, any kind of oracle cards, tarot cards, Ouija boards, anything for her. And then you can make sure that she protects you from any kind of troublesome astral nasties and It gives you the extra added protection that you may feel that you do need if you do any kind of Ouija work, mediumship, divination, spiritism, all of that. So it's very, very interesting. Very good information. This is on my Patreon. It's all blogged. So if you guys can find it, if not, I'll redo it for you all. I promise I'll redo I do have all of the detachable hand. That's all in there. All you have to do is go up to Patreon in my comment below. I will add my links again. And up here, just click in search and then just type in La Santisima Muerte and all of the posts will come up for her on how to, her spells and her oils, her powders, all of this. So, alright guys, tomorrow we will go on to her rosary and other items, working with her, introducing, yourself, and getting, your relationship ready with her. So, it's going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for, all the new subscriptions. And I will see you all tomorrow for Witchy Wednesday. Wait, yeah, Witchy Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. It's La Santisima Muerte's day. Okay, alright guys. I love you all very much with all my heart. All the way from Venus. All the way back down. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So, thank you guys for watching and sticking by me. So, I do really appreciate it. So, alright guys, I love you all very much and I will see you tomorrow.